No, I need 3 larges and 2 smalls. Okay? All right. Hi, I'm Dr. Tuepenz.
And I'm Gaplord.
And we are
the Juice Crew Villans.
Gotta find me a lightsaber sword to put in my hand. And then make it swirl around in a circle.
Yeah, Wonder Woman's whip. That's how she's swinging that bitch.
Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2.
I'm just living my life. I'm just living my life. I'm just living my life. I'm just living my life, and I'm not living it right, but I don't give a damn.
Good day, everyone. It's me, Gaplord, your friend extraordinaire. Today we come to you with a very talked about topic, I would say. We want to get you guys' input as well, share some of our input. Today we're going to talk about Free BG. No, not the rapper. Not Baby Gangster, but Brittany Griner. Should U.S. citizens be released for cannabis possession by the Biden administration for cannabis possession, since they're fighting to release Brittany Griner? Let me get your thoughts on this.
I mean, it's a simple one. If you're going to bring her back, you got to let everybody else go. I think you should definitely release some of them people. But I guess it does depend on the crime. I think that some of them probably got locked up for trafficking. But I think they should also wipe all the felonies off, too, for marijuana.
From people from past?
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think they should definitely, if you're going to release her, you know what I'm saying? Because technically what she was doing could be considered trafficking. So I think you should release everybody if we're going to do like that and just wipe the slate clean for all marijuana charges across the board for every U.S. American citizen.
So shouldn't, even if it's trafficking, as long as it's marijuana, do you think it should be?
Yeah. And the reason I say that, because I was like, it may be too complex to start getting into all the charges.
Yeah,
I think if it's just cannabis, because it's legal, everybody should get a clean slate.
It's legal here, and not even in every state. So
which is the craziest thing. Yeah, that's the crazy. Like, how can this be legal in this state? Then I step over here and it's like, no, we don't want that over here.
Well, that's because I agree with that, because states should be able to vote on what they want in their states, and it shouldn't be a federal saying, hey, this is what's got to be legal everywhere. So the federal government should not control it shouldn't have all the control. Its power is the people should control, not the government. So I do agree with that. If that state doesn't want it, that means that not enough people voted for it. But anyways, do you think Brittany Griner is a victim of these crimes? Do you think that she's being held hostage?
No, absolutely not. No, how could she be getting held hostage? She just got, she got locked up. She caught a case overseas.
So, yeah, because people are saying like people. I wouldn't say saying people feel like, and they have said actually, they think that she was targeted by Russia because they think that this Ukraine-Russia beef and they're targeting the U.S. And so they think they got Brittany Griner. They think she was that important and of power that they're like, let's get her. The fact that she was over there shows how she's over there hooping, shows how unworried and unbothered she was about that conflict. So, do you think that they targeted her to be a prisoner or to hold her hostage for U.S.?
Absolutely not. What does Brittany Griner do for American citizens? She entertains them with her skills in the game of basketball like she's doing over there in Russia, getting paid to do it. That's her profession. That's what she does. Okay? I think that the media has taken this situation and they've caused people to say stuff like that.
She on the front of Time magazine.
Yeah, I seen that. Y'all some suckers. And I bet they sold a bunch of them copies.
Yeah.
All you black people bought them because y'all see her in the front. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, this something is to keep you distracted from what's really going on inside of you. You're so worried about Brittany Griner, and then it turns into the man versus women. If it was LeBron James, well, let's be real about it. LeBron James is worth billions. When LeBron James left Cleveland, bars shut down. Businesses shut down. Brittany Griner don't got that kind of impact on any economy that she live in.
And I don't think LeBron personally would. I don't think
he would get caught up like that.
Yeah, he wouldn't get caught up like that for one. But I don't think that he'll be able to get a pardon because he's LeBron. In
Exactly.
country. But we'll segue back to that later because I have some questions.
Okay.
So, would you travel with a legal substance?
No.
Even in the U.S.?
Nuh-uh.
Why not? These sound elementary, but
no,
because
the states, you get caught up. You gotta deal with whatever you gotta deal with in that state.
Even domestically, right?
Yeah, especially domestically. Like,
yeah.
if I was getting on a plane, I'm not bringing nothing. If I'm getting on a plane, I know I gotta fly. Man, get you some cookies or something. Switch it up, put it in the Oreo bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be on there with that stuff. And they gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like they could say, if you got over a certain amount, it's trafficking.
You know it's consequences. It's like when you travel to another country, you can't even bring certain things. You can't bring sometimes you can't bring sand back. You can't bring certain fruits. Mm-hmm. You can't do these things. It's illegal.
Yeah.
So it's like, what makes you've been to that country so many times. You know what's illegal and what's not. You know things that's usually illegal most places.
Bro, I feel like the media hyping it up is making it worse on her. I think if people just let it alone and just let it be the weed, she could have worked that out herself. You know what I'm saying? I think if with the media making it bigger, villainizing them for keeping her, they're like, well, fuck it then. We gonna really put the pressure on y'all then. We gonna make y'all give us something. We gonna try to use it in negotiate since y'all love us so much. Y'all got it on Time Magazine. Because I don't know if it was a hearsay article, and I didn't do the research, so I don't want to say it, but I read something where it was insinuating that they was talking about releasing an arms dealer.
That's my next. We're gonna get into that. So that's important. It's two. Let me tell you. So
I was like, what?
So we're gonna get into that. So let's go and get into it now.
Yeah, well, that shit threw me off.
So that's my next question. Should the U.S. do the prison swap for Brittany Griner with the man who allegedly... so there's a man who killed... There's a domestic spy convicted of murder. That they... it's like the draft. They're like, I'll give you these two for this one.
Yeah.
So not Germany, but Russia's asking for a convicted murderer, a domestic spy who's committed murder. And they're asking for an arms dealer, Victor Bout, for smuggling weapons across the world. When you're smuggling weapons, it's usually to fund wars.
That's deep.
So you're asking for these two people for one person.
That's deep, man.
Who these are criminals.
And he in the U.S. The gun runners in the U.S.
But these people both are in the U.S. locked up.
I'm gonna talk something about that gun runner too in a second.
So they want to release. Russia's like, give us these two people for Brittany Griner.
That's a bad trade, and I'm gonna tell you why. Them two people, one of them guys' arm is more dangerous than Brittany Griner.
Both of them.
Just one of them, no. Just one arm.
Oh yeah.
One of them guys, pick one. And one of them guys' arms is more dangerous than Brittany Griner. Now, the gun runner, I don't know about the spy. It's like some movie stuff for me.
The spy actually killed someone.
Yeah, but he a spy. He supposed to kill people. It's his job. But the gun runner. Now, let's look at Black America. Now, during the Chief Keef era of music, I remember seeing videos on YouTube. I wish I still had them. But I remember seeing them when people was like, look at these crates of guns we find in the inner city.
I've been in Chicago where a person came into my house and knocked on the door to come and get me early in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, and said, come with me, man. It's a crate of guns in the avenue. And I got up and ran out there, and sure enough, there was a crate of guns.
Chicago in the middle of the ghetto. How do y'all think that stuff's getting over here?
Right. Mm-hmm.
What do you think these guns that these kids, these high powered rifles are coming from? They're not going to Academy Sports and Outdoors to get that shit. They're getting it off the streets. from somebody who's bringing it from overseas and smuggling it. It's smuggled into the country, and they're getting them in here. I seen something on the internet. I saw something. Some kid got arrested in California for buying the Glock switches. Those are illegal.
Yeah.
But he's getting them from overseas somewhere on the dark internet. So y'all sitting there talking about release, give us back this woman whose basketball game, women don't even want to see women play basketball. Women don't want to see other women play basketball. Fact of this, and I feel like I said this on one of our other shows, the Drew League LeBron James game, YouTube channels had more streams than people watching the WNBA All-Star game. They probably had more streams than people that showed up to the game, the WNBA All-Star weekend.
And guess who was the primary supporters of that WNBA All-Star weekend? Men.
Come on, man. Like, and see, this is the thing about, our people, black people, because we're in that category of people in terms of ethnicity classifications. But it's like, man, because I want to make sure that I'm direct, but I want to be insulting kind of too. Because it's like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like it's like a form of tardation. You know what I'm saying?
Tardation.
It's a form of tardation. I'm about to use that word.
Yeah.
I'm going to just take the re off and call it, y'all are tards. Y'all a bunch of tards. That's a new word. You guys have tardation to the point where you allow your emotions to overrule your logical senses that God has blessed you with. Like y'all really rooting for Britney to get out in exchange for these people that's bringing guns into the communities that we live in because the drug dealers got the money to pay for them kind of guns. And that's where they getting their dope from. The dope man say, hey, you need some guns? I know a nigga.
Yeah, the people who get guns and use them illegally and kill and shoot up stuff.
Connect the dots.
99% of the time, it's an illegal gun.
Like, let's just
people
be real.
Who buy legal guns are not committing all these crimes like that. That's not where gun violence come from.
They not getting no receipt paper. They not. Yeah. This ain't no paper trail. Why would a criminal buy a gun legally?
The people who buy legal guns are the ones who buy it to protect themselves.
Why would I buy? I'm shooting you to get away with it. I'm not shooting you I'm shooting you because it's a part of my business. Like in Walmart, sometimes the people in the back gotta go push carts. But they stockers in the back. Sometimes when you on the block and you selling crack, you might have to shoot a nigga.
Yeah, you might have to shoot somebody. Yeah.
But anyway. That's just deep. It's deep.
Free BG.
That's deep. The people so tart. They suffer from this is so tarded.
So Brittany Griner faces 10 years in prison.
That's deep.
Do you feel if she has to do that time, do you think she's being over sentenced?
Hell yeah.
Why do you feel she's being over
sentenced? And I'm gonna say this because her crime is a personal crime. Now, if she's distributing drugs, that's different. You know what I'm saying? I think it's being over sentenced just because it's just dealing with weed and it's a non-violent offense. But I do understand why they're doing it because I believe they're doing it to send a message.
So let me add to that. There's another person who's been sentenced for having actually less marijuana, a little bit less, but he got a good amount of time as well. And this is before this conflict. But
he's still locked up?
Correct.
Right.
And is a teacher.
I heard about that.
So what we need to realize, we in America, we have a certain set of rules, but we can't apply our rules to every other country. So if you were like in Saudi Arabia to buy something, she would likely be facing probably be facing the death sentence. Yeah. So right, you're right. Different rules. Yeah, some African countries, right. Islamic countries. It ain't 10 years. 10? Try death sentence or life type of thing. It's some countries people are getting 20, 30 years for stealing milk in Africa. So it's like we got to think our rules don't apply to the world. Right. And as a well-traveled person with money, she's in the top 1% with money. She does well for herself. She's the highest paid WNBA player. She has sponsors. She should not be ignorant. Go get that bag. She should not be ignorant to these things. And so is 10 years too harsh?
I think it is, but I think it's too harsh. But at the same time,
that's based on my thought. Go ahead. So is 10 years too harsh? In the U.S., yes, because our rules are not the same as other places. But in another country, 10 years, that's probably considerably fair because they have different rules. Rules are rules. Um, would I like him to take it easy on her? Maybe give her a few months or time served? Yeah, that'd be cool. But at the end of the day, man, if I'm in another country, traveling, playing sports, I'm aware of consequences of criminal activities, especially if I'm committing them. Like, I'm not going to take weed to Dubai and be like, what, they're trying to give me life? They don't play that.
No, exactly. Yeah, I wouldn't either. Yeah, I wouldn't either. Yeah, that's the point I was going to make. I was going to say the same thing. Yeah, you're right. In the U.S., that is a bit much, but over there, shit, they don't care.
You will even get sentenced here. Let's be honest.
Yeah, you'll get sentenced, but it's not going to be like...
It's not going to be 10 years.
Yeah, it ain't going to be 10 years. You get lucky and get out and have to do DUI classes.
Well, no. So she got money, so she probably wouldn't even get like
Oh, yeah, she wouldn't get nothing in the U.S.
No, she'll get some time.
I don't think
she'll have some type of charge.
But I don't think it'd be like
She probably got up to a year.
I don't think
6 months to a year.
I don't think she'd do no time.
Nah, it's federal. It's a federal crime to
but
travel.
But it's women though in America.
Man, it's
women
illegal.
in America ain't doing that time.
Oh yeah, women are.
It's America,
men,
like I'm just saying. I don't think that they would give her that kind of time just because of the climate we're in now.
Time. Well, she's supposed to be, if she does. So at the end of the day, if we commit that, it's people here who try to do that and get caught. It's a show about it. It's a show about smuggling, in domestically and overseas. So we know it's illegal. That's all it is. Like she ain't even ignorant to it. She knows. So
don't do it.
Yeah, just be responsible. So let me ask: would it be this much news and media covering this if OJ Mayo went to prison in Russia for doing the exact same thing? And for those who don't know, OJ Mayo is an American basketball player. He was top player in the nation once upon a time. Supposed to be like the next LeBron, Kobe type of player. Went to USC, I think, and spent some time in the NBA. But if right now OJ Mayo is playing, because he probably somewhere overseas playing, if he was to go play in Russia and got caught with the same thing, do you think media will be covering this like this?
Man, dang, that's a good question because I don't know. But if I had to speculate, my anecdotal guess would be no. I could see black people, especially black women, saying black men got to be more responsible. Black men they ain't responsible.
You wouldn't see no free Mayo or no time.
I just don't. Definitely, you would not see Mayo on no cover of no magazine nowhere. All we would see him is on some article. American basketball player OJ Mayo busted for this much read. He's gonna get 10 years. Who cares? You know what I'm saying?
Even the men, they wouldn't even be.
They wouldn't be sympathetic because a lot of men follow women.
They would just be like, man, well, we shouldn't have that, which is true. But
because my opinion about it would be the same with OJ Mayo. It wouldn't change because it's Brittany and it's OJ. No, it's the same thing to everybody. If it was Jesus Christ, I'm like, well, shit, Jesus, you shouldn't have did that. He like, you right, Jesus gonna know. They let him nail him on the cross. Sometimes you got to take your cross, and this is Brittany's cross.
Yeah, shit, man. So let me ask you my final question.
Woo.
In 30 years, will they be looking at Brittany Griner as if she's Harriet Tubman or Rosa Parks?
Yep. Mm-hmm. They're gonna be looking at that. They're gonna be looking at her like that. LL Cool J is gonna be Eminem. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be like the greatest rapper of all time in 30 years. He gonna be known as the GOAT. You never hear about no more black rappers. They just gonna do. Ain't no telling. I don't know. But I think that I can see that in the climate we're in. If things continue to progress as they are today, Brittany Griner would be considered some type of social activist and against oppression and freedom, like Colin Kaepernick and Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and Harriet Tubman and all the other people who really got out here without no cameras and was doing stuff because they just saw the need.
You know, if it happens, I'm guessing and I'm assuming it will. But if it happens, it will definitely make me question history, whether or not some of our black leaders were actually everything they said they were.
Damn. That's
Because,
deep, bro. That's deep. Just because you said that made me think about it now.
Yeah.
Because nobody, if nobody alive today ain't there to back this up, then what we talking about? And how can we even know? Just because you old don't mean you was there. They could be like, look, come over here and just say it because you old. We'll pay you. They could have found this man on the streets.
And just because you was there, you probably going along with whatever the media is saying is most people like as they're doing now. Imagine them thinking, well, the way they think now, imagine what they're going to think in 30 years. Think about, yeah, she was a trailblazer. And then the people with, being real, they're going to be like, what?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, trailblazer. So it does make me question history. If it becomes true, for sure, I'm gonna be like, wow. Because I just have a feeling in 30 years when I'm old, and I'm gonna see people talking about Black Lives Matter, and they're gonna be talking about like the Black Panthers, and I've already kind of questioned the Black Panthers, but I'm gonna really be like, oh no, this is ridiculous. And I think with this as well, BG will be looked at like she's Rosa Parks. And she's probably gonna be the face of the WNBA. She's gonna be like the jersey, who's on there, Bob Cousy?
Yeah, they gonna have one like this. Have on them.
And she's privileged in a prison.
I know, I was about to say that.
She got to wear fly clothes. I was like, man.
Kill that noise. Like, y'all not there. Y'all don't even know. Man, how we even know she even locked up?
She holding up political post, like, she holding up posters behind the bars.
Who taking pictures of her?
Ops, yeah.
Who taking pictures of her?
Yeah, so.
And posting it to the meet. Then she at the house with some damn Halloween bars in her nice house. And they like, look, Brittany, we need to fucking do some stuff to get the black people on the black shit again. We got to keep them in the black boat. This is a way for you to make you an extra bag.
Yeah.
Like, you think she cared? I know what it is. She got to get back to her baby.
I just want her girlfriend.
Yeah, that baby that they think they had.
Oh, man, that's these people.
This functionality.
Yeah, I don't want her to get 10 years. I don't. And
but either way, I don't.
But I don't care.
Man, it ain't like what she reap gonna make me rich.
I don't think they would care if it was anybody else. If it was Tyreek from around the corner from Neighborhood Crib. If it was Larry that works at the bank. If it was anybody else,
if it was Jesus,
they wouldn't say anything.
They wouldn't say that for Jesus.
They wouldn't say anything. But she marks all the check boxes.
And so all she do is play basketball.
Black woman, athlete, LGBT community. She marks all the check boxes.
That's over everything. LGBTQ is over everything. Her place in that community trumps everything else. It's the top. Then woman.
Yeah.
Then athlete. Then black.
Crazy.
And people don't see how bad that puts us, because that's how we get placed out here. Because they see you as an athlete. When you an athlete, you're not black no more. LeBron James is not black. I'm gonna get this quick little tangent out the way before we wrap this up about being black. For the most part, what we see as being black and being an ethnicity is almost what people use in terms of classism. You see what I'm saying? So, what class do you exist in? You know what I mean? That's how I see races. Like, you black or you white? You know what I'm saying? And when you black, you're in a certain economic class where certain things can happen to you. Man, I'm over quote translead. But I was a T.I. that said, I don't care until you got enough money till the police won't even mess with you no more. Say no, because they know who you are. You've earned so much money and you've done so well for yourself that the police don't mess with you. Now, while you're still black on the outside, in the world we live in America, you ain't black. It is more classes. And Dr. Carl Anderson talks about this. It's not racism, it's about what class do you exist in. Donald Trump would talk to LeBron James, even though he talked shit about LeBron James before he talked to a broke black person or a broke white person.
He talked to
But I'm just saying, if he had two in front of him,
Oh yeah.
LeBron James and a broke white person,
And I think that's anybody.
But I'm just saying though, you know what I mean?
Even
and
when
people
you-
think he hates black people.
Even when you're
It's
talking
like-
to regular people and they're taking and say it's two people, and let me tell y'all, I'm an athlete myself, but I do understand that athletes are not the smartest people.
It's just
There's always there's a few. I played for a lot of athletic teams, and they're not the smartest. But if you had, let's say LeBron James, and you had a regular person, the regular person, super smart person, nobody knows him though. But LeBron James, and he just works a $30,000, $40,000 a year job. And you have LeBron, you have both of them giving you advice. They're gonna blow this guy off.
and this is LeBron. Yeah.
Because he has the money.
OJ wasn't black. He a fucking running back. Nigga, he an athlete. That's a race. That's an ethnicity. Anyway.
So yeah, as I was saying, closing off, we have to realize that the more money you have, the more likely people are to listen to you and take what you're saying and respect what you're saying.
Image is everything.
Yeah, money.
Image.
Money rules everything around me.
And it's the thing, they say that money's the root of all evil, but it's not the root, it's the love of.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that most people that watch this show, they get a lot from it. So if you're watching it, you should definitely like the video because you already watched it this far. Then you should comment below, let us know what you think. Then you should share it with your people so we can get what they think and we can have a real conversation about this to get, come up with more solutions to help everybody do it and get through whatever they're going through.
Yeah. Should we release all the cannabis abusers in the U.S. who's locked up?
And wipe all their slates clean.
Yeah, give them a clean. If Brittany Griner come home.
Cause she damn sure ain't worth it. Nobody wants to see you play basketball. Everybody trying to see them slow motion dunks. That's why they pay you all that money. The proper formatting for the voices. Make it sound more clear.
Marco, I told you.
No, I figured that shit out on YouTube. But this was before me and him didn't even talk because that's how the university was working. But he was on me about that shit. He had me vocal right now. I said, nigga, what's crazy is I just figured it out. The day before you came over, I just figured that shit out. Nigga had me go back and do some shit. I had to go back and redo some shit because what he was saying. I was like, you right, man. Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Sandwich with the wrong side of the bread. Thought I made it by a landslide, but instead I'm still hungover. Sometimes I make the wrong phone call after dark. Sometimes I make the wrong turns and I have to pause. I know exactly how this ends, but